Good day, my mighty baboon. We are back in our Grim Dawn walkthrough, and today we are starting to explore an optional area consisting of Pine Barrens, Jagged Waste, the Shaded Basin, and Tyrant's Hold. All this area is completely optional, so if you prefer, instead of going there, you could proceed to Sorrow's Bastion and the Blood Grove. But if you do choose to do these optional areas, you will pick up a few shrines along the way, and we will probably also get some interesting loots. So let's go. We are going to rush through the Pine Barrens, because there is not really anything interesting here. And if we continue southwest, we should arrive to the Jagged Waste very quickly. Here we are, and in the Jagged Waste, we are going to mainly encounter manticores, and you see on these waste walkers, there is a chance that we can find a manticore gland. And that's going to be necessary if you want to finish the manticore venom quest. And here we go, we got one. So we are going to get the reward for this quest very soon, but before that I just want to proceed north, so that we can slay Mogara and finish the Pride of Jagged Waste quest. Oh, interesting, we got a blueprint. This Relic Savage is a good one if you have a pet build. I personally don't like at all pet builds, it's not my cup of tea. I don't know how you feel about it, but I always feel like I'm a sheep herder when I do a pet build. Anyway, just north of here there will be Mogara. She's going to deal a mix of blood and pierce damage, but if I remember correctly, she's kinda squishy, so we should get her quite easily. And here we go. Her monster infrequent Mogara's Fangs is good if you play soldier. You can see +1 to all soldier skill. It's especially good if you do a blade arc build. And with that we have finished 2 quests already, so let's go back to the Black Legion camp so that we can get our reward. How goes the hunt? Mogara lies dead. Impressive. That beast put one of my men out of commission for a week. Your iron, as promised. Now, if you are willing, I've got more work for a capable hunter as yourself. You have proven yourself against Mogara, I'll give you that. But there are far greater threats still out there. A great spider the farmer called Ungoliax, the gloomweaver, has her lair in a cavern somewhere within the Shaded Basin to the south. Her spawn crawl out of the darkest places of the world in order to terrorize the locals and gather food for their ravenous queen. This must end. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Just kill another mob. Any luck with the manticores? That den is bulging with venom. A fine sample. As promised, a manticore blade of your own should serve you well against less friendly humans, and hopefully Gnonians. Say, you seem to be quite capable. If you are interested in some coin, I've got a hunt I could use some assistance with. This one is a hunt I have been personally struggling with. Local stories speak of an ancient thorn horror known as Ol'bloodbriar. It turns out some of the stories are true, and Ol'bloodbriar has been reported terrorizing the farmers in Homestead. I've managed to find some tracks. If you hunt down Ol'bloodbriar, I will see that my superiors back in Homestead hear about your contributions. Heck, I'll throw in a few counts as a bounty. So he gives us the Manticore Longsword. We do not care about that. However, we get our first augment, the Manticore Venom. And that is much more interesting than the longsword. Augments are items that are used to empower our gear, a little like components, and this one for example can be applied to our weapon and will give us more poison damage. Unfortunately, we cannot equip it now, we will need to be level 40 to do that, but that's probably the only one we'll get access for a while, because the augments are only sold through factions vendor, and we will need to be honored or revered with a faction to be able to buy them. And we are not quite there yet. What am I going to do with my build here? I'm going to push Siphon Soul a little. The main thing I'm looking for the build right now is to push the Oathkeeper Mastery Bar in order to get the Guardians of Empyrean, but along the way we can also push Siphon Souls a little. So let's go back to the Jagged Waste, and we are going to move southeast to access the Shaded Basin. It should be around here on the map, so let's go. And going back to the augments, I can't wait to get access to them. They are really powerful items that give some flexibility about our gear. In particular, later we'll get access to some augments that can increase our resistances. And it's going to really give us more flexibility as we level up, because when we're going to switch gears, we'll be able to cover holes in our resistances with these augments. So we arrive in the Shaded Basin. There is a totem east, so we are going to do that. And at the same time, we are going to look for the entrance of the Bloodbriar's lair. The entrance to the lair can be at different places, so we will need to keep an eye open for that. Searprax the Frenzied. Well, that was quick. And Stonegrinder the Charger. get the Rift-Torn Greaves and a new blueprint. Alright, nice, the Heretic Sigil. Sounds like something for a Necromancer, right? Meh, not very good. These handguards are garbage. This belt is not so good. These boots are not too bad, but the fact that they have less armor, I think I'm not going to wear them. And these boots are no good. Alright, let's go, and let's seek the entrance to the Bloodbriar's lair. There is a chance it's just here. Unfortunately, it's not. And here it is, do you see it? So in here we are going to meet a lot of Briarthorn monsters. And these, same thing with Ol'bloodbriar by the way, are going to deal a lot of bleed and pierce damage. So especially for Ol'bloodbriar, be sure to have some bleed resistance. We have a hero here. And Bloodbriar is going to be just north from here. And here is... We are going to focus on Blackthorn first. But anyway, with the Ravenous Earth, we eat everybody at the same time. And we got him. That's a bad helm for us. Not a good amulet. And as you can guess, the Bloodbriar monster infrequent is good for pierce and bleeding builds, but if you're not a Nightblade, you are probably not going to use that. So the exit from the lair is going to bring us directly to the Forgotten Depth, and it's exactly where we want to go because that's where we are going to find Ungoliax. However, before that, let's just go back to the campment to get the reward to this quest. You've returned with a few new bruises, I might add. Well done. The death of that horrid beast will go a long way toward restoring order to the region. My superiors will be pleased to hear of this. You can be sure of it. Glad I could help. And that's good. Along the way, we became friendly with the Black Legion. And now, let's go back to the lair. So just north, if we take this exit, it will bring us back to the Shaded Basin. You see? But we need to kill Ungoliax, so let's go back in. So this area is going to be a little like the Den of the Lost or the Mountain Deeps. We'll find this kind of trolls and also a lot of spiders. If you use the same build with me and you still don't have a bone spike, you can also find one here. So we'll keep an eye open just in case we find a better one. And you can see on the west, there is already a marker on our minimap for a shrine. So we are going to go there because Ungoliax is going to be just next to the shrine. And he's going to be just here. He should not be too difficult. He's mainly going to deal cold damage, but at that point of the game, you usually have good cold resistances, so he should not be an issue at all. Alright, that could be a fun little item, Gaze of Ungoliax, only if you want to do a Necromancer Arcanist build based on vitality damage. So we clear the shrine, and this robe is no good, and this medal is also no good. So let's spend our devotion point. We want to continue the Wendigo. Last time we unlocked this star that was not so good. But this one is better. We always want more casting speed. And I can tell you physical resistance is actually important to get because a lot of enemies are doing physical damage. I can't wait to get this one. Vitality damage and vitality decay. And of course the Wendigo's mark. that's going to be very good too. I don't remember, but I think I already explained what Vitality Decay is. It's just vitality damage over time. So now we have nothing else to do in the Forgotten Depth, so we are going to turn back and go out of here. There is nothing interesting anymore to do in the Shaded Basin, so what we're going to do is just go out of here, get our reward, and then the next step will be to move to the Tyrant's Hold. However, that's going to be in the next episode. But let's first get our reward. While we are here, let's also kill this hero. Corplax the Overgrown. Any progress with the Spider Queen? The Gloomweaver is no more. You are efficient. I like it. You will do well in the death marks. I've got your iron bits right here. And one last mission, if you are up to it. Bloodfist the Ruthless is a vicious Dranghowl that has driven the local Grobbles into a frenzy. With the Dranghowl rallying them under a single banner, the Grobbles are becoming a serious threat to the region that cannot be ignored. If you slay Bloodfist, then the Grobbles should scatter and return to their tribal groups. Slay him and I will provide you with some of the rare materials we have gathered on our hunts. I will slay Bloodfist. And that, my friends, along with exploring the Tyrant's Hold, that's exactly what we are going to do in the next episode. I hope that you liked the video. Don't forget to add a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more Grim Dawn content. And see ya!